I started living a double life just like my dad was. I was drugging all night and then, working during the day. And I'm sitting at my computer after I had gotten arrested. I'd gotten arrested for drug possession, and I was out on bond, and a man comes up to me, taps me on the shoulder, and he says, "I have a word from the Lord for you." And I knew he was kind of like a part-time pastor, and I'm like, a word from the Lord? Like, I don't even know what that means. Like, I'm an atheist, or at least I believe I am. And he says, "We have prayer meetings every day on the 3rd floor, and I want to invite you out." And I was thinking, like, how would he have known that I was contemplating how to take my life that night? And I had a baby, and so I was like, I could hear this voice inside my head saying, "He'll be better off without you." And it was just like luring me, and I was like, I'm going to do this. And then I get the tap on the shoulder. I walk into this break room, and there's people pacing the floor praying like I had never seen before. I'd seen people pray the rosaries, but I had never seen people talk. If there is a God, I thought, these people have come face to face with him. And then they start putting their hands on me, and I'm like, this is really strange, when you've never been around this. And he opens up from the book of Jeremiah, and he says, this is a matter of life or death. And I have this thought of me dying in a car accident. I used to drive home drunk from the bars Monday through Monday, so that wasn't something unusual. That I believe that was what was next for me. That was like, there was a life preserver that was thrown to me in that moment. I rejected Jesus all of my life. I never had an issue with the Buddhism or the Sikhs or the Muslims, but I had an issue with Christianity. For some reason, it bothered me so much. But for the first time, I wasn't bothered, because this man comes up to me and says, this is a matter of life or death. And he says, would you like to accept Jesus into your heart? And I'm like, I don't know who you are, but whoever you are, come into my life, save me, save my baby, help us. And at that moment, I felt an infilling, something I had never experienced in my life. It's like I was looking, the peace that I began to experience in that moment, Betty, was something I was looking for in the drugs and in the alcohol. But now I'm not high, I'm totally sober, and I have this peace come over me from the top of my head to the tips of my toes. And it was like something filled me. And the boulders that I was carrying around for 20 plus years of my life were lifted in an instant. So when I say hope in 60 seconds, the enemy tries to feed us lies that it's never going to happen, that your kids are never going to come to the Lord, your marriage is never going to get restored. That thing that you've been believing God is never going to happen. But for me, I've encountered the exact opposite, because it was one moment of like a little window in my heart being open going, if you're real, come in. And when I always tell people this, that is the most powerful prayer anybody could ever pray, especially if they're kind of on the fence of believing if God is real or not. If you're real, reveal yourself to me. Because it's like the Lord is like, oh, I've been waiting all your life for you to pray that prayer. Let me reveal my heart to you. Let me reveal my love to you.